Matador.
Hey everyone, welcome to part 8 of our Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster trophy guide. We are going for that Platinum trophy here on the PS4. And we're starting right off outside of Castle Surgate. That's where we ended the last episode. And now we're just going to hop onto our Windrake and we're going to fly toward the east. And then when you get past these rocks, then you head south until you see Big Bridge. Just a little bit further south from where you start. And then you're going to go toward the right and you're going to fly over Big Bridge. At this point, you're not able to get into Castle Xezat. There is a barrier preventing that. But go to the right and you can see these ships and you can just land on one of them. That Windrake. Lower your weapons, they're friends. If it isn't Galuf, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Xezat, how the devil have you been? Managing, barely, these friends of yours? This is Dorgan's son, Bart's. You're Dorgan's boy, eh? The ladies are nobility from the other world. Well met. I'm the swordsman Xezat. Oh ho, not King Xezat? I don't think the title suits me all that well. Sure doesn't. Ha ha ha. I'm the same way. So, have you found a way into Xezat's castle? Ha! We're halfway in already. For now, head below deck and rest up. The fireworks will start soon enough. Okay, we're going to do as he said and head down the stairs. And go toward the right, and you can go into this room in the back. It'll prompt you to rest up, and the story will continue at that point. We're going to take a minute to switch Bart's to a thief. It doesn't really matter who your thief is, just make sure that there's someone that's a thief, and we're also going to give him his standard blue magic to accompany that. And he's got the dancing dagger equipped, so make sure that he has the thief's gloves on as well. That will help him to be able to steal, and we're definitely going to want to steal something from this next boss. So once that's all done, then go ahead and rest. Monsters! Battle stations, everyone! Well, let's go see if we can help them out. So we'll head back up the stairs and circle around to head back out. Okay, now just kind of work your way toward the bottom of the screen, which is the front of the ship. Xezat, what's going on? It's Xezat. He's gotten the jump on us somehow. We're surrounded. Leave this trash to me. Don't blow it this time. I think that's my line. Rah! If you want to, you can walk around the ship and fight all these enemies and really just clear it out. These are gobbledygooks, little goblin guys. They don't pose much of a threat at all to you. So a couple physical attacks and they're out. But your real objective is to keep heading toward the bottom of the screen and talk to the guy at the mast right here. This will be just another gobbledygook enemy just like the one that we just fought. And again, a couple attacks and he's out. Our real objective is all the way at the bottom here, so go and do a quick save because we have a boss fight against Gilgamesh. Ah, blue skies and the rolling sea. It's days like this that get you high on life, but you, sirs, are harshing my buzz. Who do you think you are? So Gilgamesh isn't much stronger than the last time we fought him. He can still do some physical attacks. That's about all that he's got going on for him right now. So definitely use your thief or anyone with the steal command to take the Genji gloves off of him. And we're going to slowly throughout the game be working on getting a full set of Genji gear based on stealing things from enemies. So there's a dancing dagger using another skill, the mystery waltz, that steals MP from an enemy. But just keep attacking him with physical attacks, and soon he summons Enkidu to help him out. I see you're leisurely as ever, my faithful sidekick. The old man gave me some trouble. Oh? Well, let's return the trouble and make it double. Come on. So Enkidu uses White Wind to heal up Gilgamesh. That should pretty obviously make him your main target. So we'll attack Enkidu with everything that we've got. It really helps to have a ranger here because they can do full damage even in the back row. Just using 1,000 needles to do a guaranteed 1,000 damage. You know that Enkidu has 4,000 HP because that's how much he healed Gilgamesh with White Wind, and White Wind always heals the same amount that your current HP value is. So make sure that you take him out as soon as possible so he'll stop healing Gilgamesh, and then it just becomes a matter of a couple more attacks to finish off Gilgamesh. So I'll use my own White Wind here just to heal up my team after that wind slash that came our way. And we're just going to keep chipping away at him, and that will be this battle. So I'll just kind of leave it here for now. You can watch the rest of this battle, and I'll see you on the other side. Enkidu! I trust you can take care of the rest. Ahem, faithful sidekick, Enkidu. Hey, sidekicks, do not ditch the hero. And just like that, he's gone. And we get the golden shield. Yeah, if I go, I'm taking you with me. How about a little swim? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, I call a foul. That's playing dirty. I'm not supposed to be the only one in the drink. Don't think I'll forget this. You'll... my hands are going numb. I'm coming. Hang in there. That pun is so bad I'm gonna fall on purpose. The Windrake. Good timing. Now it's our turn to strike. Quit hanging around and get over here. Okay, well, Xezat headed down the stairs, so we're going to follow him down. And we'll loop our way around and go down these stairs. We are going to stop off and get a quick heal from the room down here. And now that that's done, we're going to go to the opposite side of the ship. So go down and around this guy, and then to the left, and through the other door. And there's Xezat, so go talk to him. If you're ready, grab the other side of this box, would you? We're off. What's going on? The fleet was only a decoy, a ploy to buy us enough time to reach one of the barrier towers by submarine. Well, that's kind of brilliant, actually. You expected any less? Anyway, the tunnel that leads to the barrier tower has been completed. Let's go. The next part that we're going to is a one-time visit location, so pay close attention so you don't miss anything. Come on! Well, before we follow him there, we're actually going to go to the bottom right corner. There's some stairs, and that takes us to a room where if we talk to the chair, we can get a free heal. So feel free to use that whenever you need a quick pick-me-up if things aren't going so well in your battles, because there are some pretty tough monsters in this area. So we're going to switch our thief to a blue mage at this point, and we're also going to give him the control skill. Also equip the Hypno Crown to be able to control monsters a little bit easier. That does come in handy. On our Chemist, we're going to have the Mix command as well. That's going to be very handy because we're going to be going after one of the toughest to get blue magics in the game. So you also need to make sure that you have Phoenix Downs and Dragon Fangs, which we farmed from Drakenvale earlier. So once you've got all of those things, then you are ready. And we can head on out and follow Xezat out the top. Get back! Come on! Okay, follow him into the tower. This is the barrier tower? Indeed. All that's left is to take it out and the barrier will fall. I'll take care of the generator downstairs. You hit the top floor and find the antenna. Find it and destroy it, I presume? You got it. I'll cut the power, and once that happens, you blow up the antenna. Here, you'll need this. Received Whisperweed. What's this do? We can use it to keep in contact. Alright, let's move. I'm counting on you. Good luck. Okay, so we're going to head on up the staircase. He went downstairs, we're going up. The first room here is a consecrated circle, so feel free to use it however you need to. And then we're going to go to the right and work our way up the stairs here. There are many bestiary entries in this barrier tower, and this is the beginning of that. And we have two neon enemies. They're the guys who look like they're crew dust from earlier, and they do have that flash blue magic. But we're going to control the traveler enemy, which is the one kind of looks like a witch riding a moon there. And then we will command her to use a move called Time Slip. And what that does is it will inflict aging or old, and it will also put the target to sleep. So Grandpa Bartz is taking a nap up there, but that's enough to learn that blue magic. Unfortunately, you lose your control when the character becomes incapacitated. But now it's just a matter of finishing off the enemies on the screen, and then we will have learned a new blue magic. And there we go, we've learned Time Slip. Well, now we're going to get into the technical part of this. There's a couple chests in this room. Don't open them yet. In this area, we need to get our blue magic learner to a multiple of level 3, and ideally they would also be a multiple of level 2 to learn 2 blue magics here. Since Bart's is currently level 28, I need to grind out 2 more levels until I'm level 30 to fulfill both level requirements. Alternatively, any multiple of 6 works. So look at the screen here. Any of those levels for your blue magic learner will be just fine. So we're going to grind out a couple levels doing that, and you don't necessarily have to have your blue mage job equipped. You can do anything you want to, and I would definitely recommend going into the boost settings here and giving yourselves 4 times experience to save yourself a lot of time. While you're grinding things out, you might run into these enemies. There's the Reflect Knight and the Magnetite. The Magnetite will go down to 1 lightning scroll. The Reflect Knight has Auto Reflect on it, as its name probably suggests. So you're going to just want to use physical attacks against that. Don't use your black magics or anything against it, because it will just reflect it off of itself. And just work as a team to do your best physical attacks. That's all you really need to. If you have a ranger, you can attack the traveler in the back directly, because you still get full damage off of the back row. And it won't take long to take these enemies out, so just do your best.
One eternity later.
And now we have our characters up to level 30, and that's going to be good. So we now want to make sure that our blue mage does in fact have that control skill, has the Hypno Crown as well. Our chemist should have the mix command. And when you open the chest, there are 2 different possibilities for monsters. There's a red dragon or 2 yellow dragons. The red dragon is the one that has the blue magic that we need to learn, and that would be level 3 flare. This thing hits super hard, but luckily you can control it, and now it becomes a lot less harmful to our team. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Beastmaster's control skill. In this case, it's equipped to our blue mage, and we're going to tell it to use level 3 flare on itself. The problem is that you can't just send it directly to the person who needs to learn it. You've got to reflect it off of itself, and that's where the chemist's mix ability comes in. So you can see here I'm trying to get my team all healed up, because I want to be able to maybe survive some attack. It's pretty pointless though, because it does so much damage that you're not surviving a level 3 flare, especially if you are level 3. So at this point we can use the mix command, and we're going to mix 1 Phoenix down with a Dragon Fang, and we will target the red dragon with it, and that gives it Dragon Defense, which gives it Shell as well. So now we can bounce a level 3 flare off of itself and hope that it hits the correct target. And if it doesn't hit the target that you want, well, that character is good and dead. So you can just kind of move on from there. When a character dies and they weren't the intended target of level 3 flare, then you have a couple options. You can either pick them up, and that will obviously give you a little bit more survivability, or you can leave them down, because that increases the chance that the next level 3 flare will hit the correct target. I would not do it with only 2 characters remaining, because if it hits that target, if it hits the blue mage, then we're going to lose our control, and then that red dragon is just going to kill our 1 remaining person. So I would always have at least 3 people up. 3 gives you a 33% chance of it hitting the correct target. If there's 4 people up, then there's only a 25% chance of hitting the correct target. And it's very random, you can't control it at all. Unfortunately, that Dragon Defense Auto Reflect will run out eventually. And at that point you can see that the level 3 flare will actually hurt the red dragon itself. Now the red dragon has 7,500 HP, and it does about a little over 1,000 every time that you use it on itself. So if you do some math there, you really need to attack it about 7 times to be able to get it down to very low HP. Unfortunately, its other attacks like Blaze will heal it, so don't do that. So what I'm going to do here is, before I set up the next Dragon Defense by mixing that Phoenix Down and the Dragon Fang again, I'm just going to keep on attacking itself with that level 3 Flare. And by doing so, I'm able to whittle its HP down. Because that Blaze healed it so much, instead of attacking it 7 times like I normally would, I'm going to attack it 8 times. So just keep track of the number of times that you've used level 3 Flare on itself, and when it gets right toward the end of its life, then you can recast that Dragon Defense on it using the mix command, and you should be okay to try bouncing off some more spells again. This thing has a ton of MP, you don't have to worry about it running out while you're doing this, but due to the randomness of it all, it is a little bit annoying to try to get it to work correctly. At this point, I know that it's weak enough that it's not going to survive another one of those level 3 flares, so I will recast Dragon Defense on it by mixing the Phoenix Down and the Dragon Fang. And now we're ready to try bouncing off another level 3 flare. And sure enough, it hits the correct target, which is good because we learn it. However, now we lost control of the monster. So let's try to kill it as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the Lightning Scroll didn't do as much as I hoped it would, and I did reflect a cure off of him. That was kind of a mistake, but I don't want to take my chances because it can kill us in one hit, so throw a shuriken and just be done with it. And there you go, level 3 flare was learned. So once that's done, you also get the Blood Sword. That's a sword that can drain HP from whoever it hits. And go around, grab the chest for 9,000 gil, and then head on south. Okay, now that we're outside, there's a staircase to your left, so go that way and kind of work your way around the tower and into the next room. All these floors are pretty similar as you climb up the barrier tower, so just kind of work your way through. You'll get random encounters throughout this whole area, so I always just skip those if I've already shown them to you. So here's a new monster for you, the Gravitator. It is this alien in a kimono kind of thing, and just work on taking it out. It's not very strong. You can just use physical attacks to take it out. And then we have the Traveler again, so you can control it if you want to, if you don't want it, doing time slip or anything to you. But just go ahead and fight it how you normally would. And when that's done, then just head on into the tower again. So this room has a treasure chest immediately to your left. It's kind of hidden there, so make sure you don't forget that. Also, quick save because we're going for another one of the blue magics. And this is the one that we have to be level 2 to get. So the reason that we wanted to be level 30 is so that we could do this. But it will work on any even number because those are all divisible by the number 2. We're going to use the same tactic for learning this blue magic that we used with the red dragon trying to learn level 3 flare, and that's we need to control it and then use the chemist mix command to mix up a dragon defense, and we will bounce level 2 old off of itself and hopefully it will hit the correct character. This can definitely be a bit annoying because of the randomness of it. You can't control who that spell is going to hit when it bounces off of it, so just keep trying until it works. Luckily, level 2 old isn't going to interrupt our control command. It doesn't incapacitate our character at all, so if it doesn't work, or even if it does work, it doesn't really matter for that. If the Dragon Defense's auto reflect runs out, you'll just have to use another mix command and keep going with it, so it's not really at any risk of losing this at all. So we got the win in the bag. It's just a matter of time at this point. So keep trying until it hits your correct target, and then you can finish it off however you see fit. And once it hits the correct target, then you just have to finish it off. So one attack at this point should do it, because I already hit it with a lightning scroll, put it into critical health at that point. So yeah, we've learned level 2 old. And now we can just go down the stairs. We got the Field Research Advanced trophy, because we are making great strides in learning all of those blue magics. There's a staircase on your left when you get outside, so just work your way around. Shh, Galuf, do you read? Over. Shh. What was that? The whisper weed? Xezat! Shh, repeat. Galuf, do you copy? Over. Shh. I hear you, loud and clear. Shh, good. I'm outside the generator room. Shh. Everything looks clear on this end. Over. Shh. Xezat, what was that? Shh. Nothing to worry about. You just get to the roof as fast as you can. Over. Shh. Gotcha. Over. Shh. Okay, now we can head on inside and work your way around and go out that exit. Outside on the 9th floor here, there are 2 staircases. Walk around until you get this new enemy, the Ziggurat Gigas. It's very similar to the other Gigas-like enemies out there, so it's not very difficult. Just hit it a couple times and it will be dead. What's interesting is that you can, if you control it, it only has attack commands that you can do, so nothing fancy at all with this one. Okay, and that one's added to the bestiary. If you go up the left stairs, you can go into this room here, and this is another monster in a box that has either a red dragon or 2 yellow dragons. For bestiary purposes, we need the opposite of what was in the first box. So save your game and keep opening the box until you get the correct monster, because it's random at this point. So we are going for 2 yellow dragons. And what you need to do with these guys is try to control one as immediately as possible. So as soon as you start the battle, you want to use the control command and take control of one of them. These guys do hit really hard. They've got some horrible spells that you do not want to hit you, but we're going to use them against the yellow dragons themselves. So once you have one under your control, then you will command it to use the hurricane attack against the one that you're not controlling. That will put it into critical HP, so then immediately follow that up with a physical attack. At this point, you're pretty safe, because you just have to, again, use Hurricane on the enemy that you are controlling to put it into critical health, and then follow that up with a physical attack immediately, and it will be dead. So it's of no harm to us right now, so I'm going to take this opportunity just to heal up, get some free heals with that healing staff. And once everyone's looking good again HP-wise, then I can use Hurricane on itself, follow that up with an immediate physical attack, and that fight's over. So that's by far the easiest way to take out those pretty scary yellow dragons. And you get the gold hairpin as a reward. So now go back out and go up the right staircase as well, that we skipped the last time. In this room there's a consecrated circle, so go ahead and use that to heal up and save. This floor has 2 staircases. They're equal. They will both take you to the end here, but stop right before the end, because we're going to check to make sure that we have everything that we need. So we'll look at the bestiary and head on down toward the bottom. You won't have 98 yet, don't worry, we'll get that later, but we're looking at numbers 106 through 112. So just make sure that you have all of those, and then there's 2 more that we have to check on, 133 and 134. That would be the red and yellow dragons respectively. From this point, you can check your chests. You have 4 chests and no hidden items. Once you have all of that, then you can save and go up here for a scene. Come in, Xezat. We've reached the antenna. Over. Shh. Roger that. Over. Shh. Now, destroy the antenna. You think it'll be that easy? Think again. Now you will pay with your blood. And this boss is Atomos, and it is kind of a jerk because it will open up with casting Comet on one or two people, and once they're dead, it will slowly begin to suck them in toward itself, and if they get all the way in, then they will be ejected from battle, and you can't use them anymore. So this is just a big balancing act between keeping a party member dead so that it's not using Comet constantly and not letting them get sucked in. Well, the fast way to defeat this is to use Dark Spark to cut its level in half, and then you will follow that up by using level 5 Death. So it's level 41 when it starts, and when you cut it in half, it doesn't really know what to do with that because it's not an easily divisible number. So because of a rounding issue, it will say that it's level 20 instead of 20 and a half, and that is just enough to be able to use level 5 Death on it. So there you go, we got all of our characters back up, and we use level 5 Death, and it's dead. Ideally, that fight will last just 2 turns, but because you don't know who it's going to destroy with its opening comets, it could take a little bit longer. So if it hits your blue mage, like it did with me, you'll have to revive that character, and then it just delays the process a little bit, but really just 2 turns with your blue mage, and you're good to go. And that's how it's done. Xezat, come in. Can you hear me? It's done. We destroyed the antenna. No way out. Galef, things are getting hot down here. You need to hurry and make your escape. The energy feed's gone into a recursive loop. It's only a matter of time before it all blows. The Windrake! He can fly us out! Xezat, we're coming to get you! Shh! No, don't come down here. Wait for me in the sub. I'll catch up with you. Just go. Shh! Idiot! He's gonna die, but I'm not gonna let him. Galef, stop. It's too dangerous. I don't care. Lena, you and Ferris go ahead. Xezat, this was your plan all along, wasn't it? You knew, and still you sacrificed yourself. Shh, Galef, wait for me in the sub. Promise me you'll go. Over and out. Shh. Xezat! Of course I knew the risk, but I couldn't live with myself if I had sent one of you to certain death. 4 new warriors have been chosen by the crystals. They must be the ones to fight Xdeath. Galef, Bartz, Lena, Ferris, the rest is up to you. Don't worry, I'll always be with you when you need me. Xezat! Galif, I'm sorry. Ugh. Take me to the sub. Galif, Xezat is... We made a promise. Please, let me keep it. Well, when you get control of your character, go talk to Galif. Galif, no one could have survived that blast. We have to wait just a little longer. A minute more. Xezat, you ass. Always trying to play the hero, even to the end. With a submarine, we might be able to find Ghido's sunken cave. Sure beats swimming. How's he holding up? He'll be alright. He just needs a little rest. Understood. Well, we'd better get moving. And we got the Entrusted Hearts trophy because we now have the submarine at our disposal. So we get to explore around the world via submarine. There are no random encounters or bestiary entries to focus on down here. And our main target is going to be up in the northwest corner here, right in the bottom of that arch of the northwesternmost continent. So just kind of work your way around, going around the seafloor. There's some rocks that you can't get past, so just go around those. You can't just go right over them. So the landscape will kind of maneuver you around a little bit. But once you get close to there, you'll see this little light spot, and just work your way right in there. And we're going to go and heal up because we have a very nasty area to deal with. Some very strong monsters. So you do want to be in tip-top shape. So we'll head on out. And at this point, we need to check on our equipment a little bit. So we are going to have a Beastmaster equipped instead of just a Blue Mage because we need that catch skill. And we'll also follow that up with Blue Magic as well. Galif, we're going to go and make him into our Blue Mage. And we will give him the summon ability as well. Okay, so once that's all set up, it does help to use that Coronado Gourd on Bart's. That will make capturing a monster even easier. We're also going to throw everyone into the back row so that we receive a lot less physical damage because these monsters hit like a truck. So we have the Ironback and the Druid. Ironback is the big rhino-looking dude, and the Druid is the little magician in the bottom. So what we want to do is we are going to use level 4 Graviga to lower all of their health pretty substantially. And then we can use the catch command to catch that the Ironback. And once we do that, then we just have to finish off the Druid, and we're good to go here. So these are the only two monsters in this section, so go ahead and capture them. I'd say if you get 3 Ironbacks in a battle, run away, because those are very hard to defeat. Go outside the cave and save your game, because we're going to do a little summon hunting at this point. So walk around here. You may encounter some of these monsters. There's the Cure Beast, those are the little rabbits. There's a land turtle, which is the obviously turtle looking thing. And the Decrier is the kind of spirit looking thing in the back. So the land turtle is weak to ice, so you can use ice. The Decrier is weak to level 5 death, so you can take that out instantly. The Cure Beasts will just try to cure the other monsters in their party. So they're not much of a threat to you. They can do some pretty weak physical attacks too, but mostly they're going to focus on trying to heal up their party members. So I just saved them for last because they're not a big issue at all. I can out-damage how much they're healing, and then they're not going to do a whole lot to me in the end. So I'd just rather take out the more damaging targets first. Okay, and so once you've found those monsters, you're just going to keep walking around in this area, and eventually you will come across a new summon. And that is the Catoblepas. So this monster here, it can do some crazy things like petrify you, but what we're going to do is just release that Ironback that we captured before, and it will do enough to one-hit kill it. So that thing's got 5,000 HP. We did way over that using the release command, and that's all it takes to take out that summon in one hit. Just like some of the other summons, it is in the form of an item that we have to use from our inventory. So after that fight, you use the Catoblepas item, and then you will learn how to use that summon in battle. Okay, from here, we can switch our jobs if we want to. We're done with the Beastmaster stuff, so go ahead and make your characters whatever you want them to be. So I'm just putting the ninja back on, and I'm switching Galif's job as well. If you do switch jobs, just make sure that your equipment is good. It does optimize it for you, but not everything might be exactly to your liking. So just do whatever you need to, and then we can do one more thing in this area before we head back to the cave. And that's so we're going to go to a little Chocobo Forest. And that can be found in the little circle of forest right over to this right side. So in the Chocobo Forest, there's not a lot to do. There is a Chocobo here that you can talk to. But Bart will explain that because it's a female chocobo that we can't ride it. So nothing we can do with that. This is really just a location that we can check off to say that we've been here. There's a trophy for going to all the locations on the map, so you do have to get this one. And now we can go back into the cave. If you ever want to quickly turn off the random encounters, you can just push in the right analog stick, that's the R3 button, and that will turn them off, and then you can always push it again to turn it back on, so it's just a quick toggle. Well, after all that, we're going to go back into the submarine, and you can rest here for free. And once that's done, then head back upstairs and talk to the control panel, and you can start to drive around. So our next destination is going to be right at the kind of northeastern tip of the southern continent. So go ahead over there and you can see this area. This is Ghido's Cave. So you can head on in there. So Ghido's Cave, we're on the seafloor. There are two monsters that we need to look out for in this section. And we are going to equip our Blue Mage because we've got to do some learning here. There's a very tricky blue magic that we can learn, and I'll show you how to do it because it's kind of random in how you do it. So the Dark Aspect here, they're not very strong monsters. You've seen things like this in the past before, but go ahead and use whatever attacks you want to. They're not really particularly weak or strong against things. They're just little blobs on the ground. So once they're gone, then you can keep moving on. Okay, in this next section here, we're going to be looking for a very particular monster. So we're just going to walk around until we get into a fight with a metamorph. And this thing is really interesting because it can transform itself into various forms. It can transform into a group of monsters that is Ifrit, Wyvern, Enchanted Fan, or Rama, Crew Dust, Zombie Dragon, or Shiva, Gallic Cat, Elf Toad, or Shiva, Ifrit, and Rama. We want the Ifrit, Wyvern, Enchanted Fan version because that Enchanted Fan has our blue magic that we need to learn. So we really just have to wait and see what happens with this battle. What does he transform into? In this case, he turned into the Elf Toad. So we know that this is the wrong group. We don't want that. We can just run away from it. So now, because that metamorph locks itself into a certain group every time that you fight it, you have to leave the floor and then come back in order to get another potential group. So run around until you get into another fight with a metamorph and we'll see what happens. And this time it turned into Ifrit. So now we know that it's either group 1 or group 4 because Ifrit shows up in one of those. So we don't really know which one it is yet, so there's not a lot that we can do. This enemy does have a good chunk of health, so you can attack it a bit just to start whittling it down, but don't go too crazy on it because we need to wait and see if we can get the correct monster. Unfortunately, it shifted back into Ifrit again, so we still don't have any more clues at this point. All we know is that it's not Group 2 or Group 3, so that's good. We've got a 50% chance of it being the correct group. And just bide your time a little bit and see if we can get it to turn into something else that will give us a clue as to which group that it falls into. And now we see that it turned into a Wyvern, which means that it is definitely in group 1. So this is what we need, and we're going to then wait for it to turn into the Enchanted Fan. So it will revert back to its normal mode, and then hopefully it will be able to turn into what we need, the Enchanted Fan. So just keep your health up and just wait around. You can, like I said, do a little bit of attacking, but not too much. So it transforms, and luckily now it is the Enchanted Fan. So we're going to try to control it, but this can't be controlled, so we're going to have to wait and see if it can use the magic on its own. Luckily it does. Here's Aeroga, and it attacks everyone in the party, which means that we're guaranteed to learn it as long as it hit our blue magic learner, and we're good to go. So we've now been hit successfully with Aeroga, and we can use our physical attacks or whatever you want to take it down. And once this battle's over, then you will have learned a pretty complicated blue magic. And now we have Aero, Era, and Aeroga. So that's pretty good. Okay, we're going to change our jobs again. We're going to... in this case, I'm just going to make Bart's a ranger. And we'll teach him blue magic as well. And of course, save it after that. And then we're going to head south and out the bottom part here. This room has 5 treasure chests. The one in the middle is closed, but if you open it up, it's just a bunch of empty chests, but this one has a heavy stone in it. Go ahead and pick that up, and then you're going to put it in the top left box. And that opens up a door in the upper right-hand corner. So go up there, flip that skull switch, and that will open up another passage for us. So head back into the room with all of the treasure chests. Take it out of the top left box, and now put it into the bottom left box. And that will open up another door toward the top of the room. So head on up there and go inside. From here, work your way around and down the stairs. And now if you go to the bottom left corner here, there's a little secret passage that will take you to a skull switch. Go ahead and flip that one. and that will open up a new pathway for you, and we will go down that. So back through the hidden passage and head on downstairs. From here, head south and you'll take another secret passage, and you can work your way toward the bottom left corner for another secret passage, and then another one over to the right, and that will eventually take you out of here. Okay, so looking at our map, there are no treasure chests and no hidden items here that we need, but there is a turtle, so we can jump into the pool. And when you surface, then just go toward the top and keep going, and there's a new person to talk to. Huh? What's up with this turtle? Bartz, stop that! But it's fun! Poke, poke, poke. Would you quit that? Well, I'll be a biscuit eater. It's a talking turtle. Sage, I'm so sorry. Please forgive my brainless companion. Wait, this turtle? Is the sage? By the briny beard of Neptune! And you finally catch a clue. Tarnation, I can't take you anywhere. It's alright, no lasting damage, physically anyhow. Oh man, I'm awfully sorry. You should be, boy, picking on defenseless turtles. However, we have more important things to discuss. You mean Xezat? So you aren't as slow as you look. What that warlock seeks is within the great forest of Moor. The forest of Moor? Trees, my dear boy, lots of them, sprawling to the west of Surgate. The sentient forest is Xezat's birthplace. A certain tree in that forest had been used to seal away evil spirits for years. But 500 years ago, the sheer concentration of malevolence turned that tree into a dark being with a mind of its own. That being is Xezat. I maintained the seal upon him for 5 centuries. However, 30 years ago, the seal was broken. 30 years ago? That was when he fought the Dawn Warriors. Yes, but don't interrupt. Dorgan and the others fought hard. Finally, they were able to seal the warlock with the crystals. However, somehow, he escaped. That was our fault. Aren't we feeling self-important taking on the blame, Had I meant it was your fault, I would have said that. Seals are meant to be broken. It only means that this time, Xezat must be destroyed. Where is he? En route to the Forest of Moor, in all likelihood. Something, exactly what I don't know, so don't ask, rests within the forest that he wishes to claim. The Forest of Moor. The Forest of Moor. This is my chance to avenge Xezat. We'll defeat Xezat. Let's do it. The Forest of Moor is sentient. It does not take kindly to intruders and will attack all who attempt to enter. Take this with you. Receives a Guardian Branch. What is it? A branch from the Guardian Tree that protects the seals. With that branch, you may enter the forest. Now hurry! Xezat is already on his way to Moor. He may even be there already. Right. Alright, and so now we're going to just leave the cave the way that we came. So head on down. You can hop back into the water here. Work your way back around through this door and around through all these secret passages again. Looping around, we can head on back down into the room with all the treasure chests. Move it from the bottom left one back into the middle treasure chest. And that will open up the pathway straight up. And we can leave. There are no collectibles to worry about here, so we can just head on right into the submarine. We'll take control of it. And at this point, we're going to go pretty much straight to the west of us, but we've got to go around through the little trenches here, and there's a kind of a big mouth-looking thing on the far left side of that continent in the west, and we're going to go through that little trench, working all the way up to the very end of it. So once you get around here, then just go all the way to the top of this trench, and then you can surface, and that will put you right outside of a town. And this town is Moore. Once you're inside, then you can head around the pub. You got to go to the back side of it and work your way around to the top barrel to grab a new item. And then you can go into the pub where we will find a new piano. So go up onto stage here and use the piano. Man, we are getting good. That is 7 out of 8 pianos. We're almost done with that trophy. We just have one more to find. And now we're going to leave the pub. And we can head on over to the magic shop. It's in the north part of town. There's a lot of good magic here that we can buy from these 3 vendors. So go ahead and pick up everything that's new through from all of them. And at this point, there's just a ton of new weapons and armor that you can look at. So go ahead and go crazy buying all upgrades for all of your characters and new armor. You can sell things if you need to get more money, and just do what you can to get everything situated for yourself. We're drawing to the close of this video, so I just want to thank you all for the support that you've given this series. It really means a lot to me. If you haven't done so already, please like this video, and if you want to stay up to date with all the other ones in the series and our future projects, then please make sure that you also subscribe. When you're done with your shopping spree, then just head outside of town, and we will pick up from here in our next episode. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.